Hi friends, welcome to Tutors Funny channel. Today I am going to teach how to make the registration form with React and Spring Boot. Okay, so here I am going to, I have already made this one. First I have run my Spring Boot application. Okay, so here what I am going to say, I am going to register the registration part. Okay, so I am going to add the ID number as 89, this one. Name I am going to enter as John, last name Peter, city India, phone number something like that I have typed, salary 12,000, click registration button, registration successfully. Now if you go here, check with the MySQL database here, it will be the newly created record will be here display successfully. Okay, this simple system, how to make this one in React with Spring Boot, let me see. Okay, step by step. Hi friends, welcome to Tutors Funny channel. Today I am going to teach how to make the simple CRUD application using Spring Boot application. Here I am going to test through the Postman. This is very important stuff. You must learn the RESTful API, how the RESTful API works, right? This is very helpful for beginner for learning Spring Boot application. Okay, so here what I did here is, first I have to create a database. In order to create the database, I have a MySQL database. Okay, this is a MySQL database. I have created the database called employee information. Inside the database, I have created the table called records. Record table consists of these following columns: ID, name, first name, city, phone number and salary. Okay, these are the fields I have created. So if you go through the structure, ID should be have created as auto incrementer. This is the name, first name, last name, city, phone number and salary. Okay, this is all the table I have created. Right, now what I am going to do is here, first you have to create the project. Right, how to create the project is you go to the Google and type Spring Initializer, click the Spring Initializer link. It goes to the respective website for creating the Spring Boot application project. Here you have to leave as it is, right? Project language is so this you no need to change. Okay, Spring Initializer which will be recommended, this all the settings. Right, now here project metadata, you have to select the name Spring Boot basic. You have to anything, Spring CRUD, any name you can give. Here you have to create here as a version you have to check, this is very must. Okay, when what is the version you are install your machine, go to the cmd run and type cmd command prompt. You have to type java space version, press enter key. It will be produce a version which version you are installed in your machine. Okay, you are installed, if it is 8, here you can see it's 8. You have installed in your machine Java 8 version. You just click on the 8 version. After that you have to add the dependencies. This is dependencies must. Okay, what are the dependencies you want, right? So I need a JPA is must. Okay, JPA, I need a JPA. After that I need a web need. After that I need a MySQL. This is all the relevant packages I must. JPA, web, MySQL. Right, here I no need to, I am not interact with the HTML form to add the records. Okay, only we have tested through Postman. Postman was the very best practice for if you are learning using the Postman. It is very simple to, you have to connect with the interact with the HTML forms. Okay, and you have to connect with the Angular front end, Angular or React front end framework. Okay, if you first learn this one, how to interact with the Postman. Okay, so here you have to generate this one. Click on this one. Okay, your project has been created. Okay, this is a demo, right? So here I didn't give this name, that's why it's created like this. No problem. So demo, right? Here I am going to this is the project you have created. You have to act this is a project. Now what I am going to do is here, this project I am going to import it into my, okay, you have to just copy this, select this. Okay, don't worry about, go here. I already this one there, so you have to rename it as spring, right, spring crate. All right, you have to give the name spring crate. Okay, right, now I am going to import it to my Eclipse. So go to the file, open this one here, sorry, import here. You have to go to the select general. Inside the general we have a project from folder, this one. Next it asks import your project. My project is reside on where? Downloads folder. This is spring crate. Open it. First one I no need, this one I need. Okay, with Maven also you have to select this one, Maven. Finish. Now your project has been created successfully. It's coming here. I think this over here. This one should be your project. Okay, this is a basic project demo, right? This is a basic project. Okay, right. First what I am going to do is here. First step what I am going to do is here. We have to close it, all the stuff. Then you will be able to understand all those things, right? Right. Okay. Right. This is the first thing. Okay. This is your main method of the. This is called as annotation. Okay. In Spring Boot, all the things we have to return as annotation. Okay. Annotation will be indicated what you are doing. Okay. Annotation is very must. Okay. If it is a controller, you have to call as a RESTful controller. If it is a service, you have to call as a service. Okay, you have to specify what you are doing. Okay, so here first this is the main method. Okay, so after that what I am going to say, we have to create the controller. Okay, we have to create the controller first. Okay, first we have to create the controller, right? So we have to create here. Go to the package. This package you have to create. Same thing. But you have to create all the packages first. Example dot demo. So here the same thing. Demo dot controller. Create controller. So create a controller. Okay. This is the first package I am going to create. Controller. After that I will create another package. I am going to create entity. So demo dot, sorry, you have to write like com dot example dot demo dot, this one should be the entity. Okay, same thing, control C, copy, control C, paste, copy. Third one I am going to create this one, paste it. Here we have to create the things, repository must repository. Right. After that we have to create as a service. Final one is a service. Select this one. This one should be the service. Right. Present key. Right. Now we have to create all the controller, entity, repository, service. So we have to create this four. This one should be the must. Okay. First I am going to go to create the entities first. It's very simple. First you have to create the, okay, first we have to create a controller first. This things. Okay, we have to create a controller. Okay, but go here. Got to create a class. Got to create a class which is a controller class. We have to create the, we have to write student class, because why you are creating student class mean here is all the things are, sorry, it's employees. So employee. Okay, this is all the employee. So employee information. So you have to write employee controller, employee controller. Right. Click finish. Right. You have created the employee controller successfully. This what I did here is all the stuff I have explained it. First I have to import the RESTful controller here. the RESTful controller. If you are write REST controller, it automatically import this package spring work. Okay, if it is not important, here it show the error, you just click and import the package REST controller. Okay, you have to just here write type REST controller, here write REST controller. If you type like this, it indicates it's not error, click on this one, it asks to import the package. This how. Okay, this is how you have to do it. Okay, right. Now if I write all the stuff manually, it take too much of time to complete the project. That's why I just copy and paste it. Okay, you are so boring, so that I just like this. Okay, first what I did here is this is a simple one. You have to import all the stuff. Okay, so here first this is a controller class. We have to do all the methods, right? This all the methods we are getting by the services, right? So first what I am going to see here, first important things, we have to go to select the entities first. Go to entity, we have to create the entities first. Okay, these are the fields we have to create it. So first I am going to go to the entities, class employee, right, employee, say employee, right, it's a blank class. First I am going to specify the table name. Specify the table. What is the table you have created? Your table name is records the table name. So you have to specify the table name here. Okay, this also we have to write like this. Okay, earlier I show you how to write the RESTful controller. Same thing. You have to write annotation entity. Okay, these are the table name, which is a name equal records. This is the, you have to specify the table. This records you have to implement it here. If you write like this, the springboot will be understand this is the table you are calling. Okay, inside here, inside the class, you have to specify the property and methods. Okay, so these are the properties available. So first we have to declare this one, these columns. Okay, right. So here ID column, ID name, ID first name, last name, city. This one should be the font. This is the salary. Okay, this is you have to specify the data types, right? Why I put it? This one should be the generate value. This one should be ID mean it's auto increment field. This ID should be auto increment field. You have to specify like this. So why I implement like this same name matches this name, this column. Okay, here I write like this. Here ID first name, last name, city, font, salary. We have to match with the same data column names. Okay, data column name you have to match with this property. Okay, this column we have, this is a column name, I have to put it here. So column name, so column name, so column name, so all the column names. Okay, okay, this is the, we have created the variable. We have to this column name we have to assign to this variables, right? This variable, right? After that we have to get and we have to generate the get and set method. It's simple. Right click. Here we have source. Here you have to generate getter and set method. Select all. Generate. It will be generated. Get and set method. All the stuff are generated. Okay. Very simple. That is the thing we have to do. Okay. That's the simple stuff we have to do. Right. The simple stuff you have to do. That's it. It automatically, if you have create the class, we have to write the variable, all the stuff, and we have to set the get and set method. It automatically generated like this. Okay. Now you successfully created the employee.java class, right? Okay. After that, what I am going to do is here, we have to create the repository. It's a field. We have to create a repository. So you have to create the repository. This one should be the not a class, this is an interface repository. Okay, right click, it will manage everything, the CRUD operation. Right click, new. This one should be the interface. Okay, interface you have to create the repository. What is the interface you have to create? Student repository. Okay, we have to write employee repository. Right click, new, interface, employee repository. repository. Click finish. Now we successfully create the repository interface. Now here I am going to extend the CRUD repository. Okay, here repository, you have tried this one. Student, here this one you have to create like this. This one we have to, this is not error, you have to ask to import the right, this is not student class, this is the employee class. This is employee class, we have to get into all the things, right? Employee class. Now you have to click on this one, employee, create a class, employee interface, right? So okay, what's the problem? Employee, right? Now here you have to, this one you have to remove it, right? CRUD, this one you have to ask imported, CRUD this one, imported this one, employee this one, create this one, import the employee class, right? Here employee, this class we have to import it, right? That's what we have to do. Okay, right. We have to successfully create the repository. You have to save all, right? After that we have to create a service. Okay, the service. Okay, so you have to create a class, here also service, employee service, right? Employee service also we have to write like this. Here also we have to, okay, here the repository we have to, you didn't do one thing, the repository, this annotation we have to didn't put it here. This is must, annotation will be must. This one should be indicated that this is the repository interface. Okay, here also entity we have to put the annotation, control also put it. Okay, or the service also you have to write the annotation service. You have to write the annotation, it's a must. Okay, inside the service what I did here is I will be explain it, don't problem. Okay, this all the stuff I just copy and paste it here, right? So here this is all the class, this is just employee repository. What's the name you have created? Employee repository. Right. So you have to, this all the stuff are employee repository, we imported them, right? This is employee. Instead of student we have to create as an employee, right? Employee, this is a employee, say employee, right? So now let's explain it. Okay, the whatever we have set as a get and set method, all the stuff here if you are implement the whatever. Okay, so here private we are calling, we have to get the repository here. Okay, repository will be does that thread operation, all the stuff. Okay, here get the repository, this is a layer. Okay, this is all the methods, all the this all the get and set methods, this all the entity will be coming through this repository. It's coming here it's coming this interface through. If you are calling the repository here, it getting, if you calling the employee repository, create the object repo, right? Then it will be all the properties, get and set method, all the things are reside on this object. Okay, now here I have created first get all. Okay, this one we have to explain it. Public irretrievable employee, this employee class we are list all the employee details, so we have to write the list all, return this rep, this all the dot find all, there will be the predefined method called find all. You have to get all the employee details if you are called like this. Okay, these are things we have to do, right? So let me see how to do the task. Okay, we have to remove this one, then only you will be understand it. Okay, right. Now let's go to the controller and call it. The controller, this controller we have to set this one. We get this all the things into the controller. So student controller, it's a controller, right? Student controller also we have to paste this one. Let's explain it. Student controller, right? Back to employee controller. Okay. student controller, this is the employee, right. Employee, you have to import the employee class also, right. So employee service, employee services, so employee services, employee service, this is also employee, not a student, this is an employee, right. Import the page, like the student we have to remove this one, okay, right, okay, right. This is the thing you have to do. Now what I did here is, when the how the process work is, when the URL come like this, when the URL come like this, your port and here get mapping, we are get all the details, okay, get mapping, okay, get mapping, it goes to the this one should be the employee, okay, it goes, this is the class, right. So all the property will be setting, okay. So if how it does is, it is calling to the service, get all the, we have to create the function get student, return service get all. What you have request the control is, it's getting the details from the service. So service what will be there, it goes to the service, here it goes to the service, service means here it goes to the service. What I did here is, it will be loading all the employee details to the list, okay. It is where it will be getting it, returning to the where repository, the person who have to manage this, it will be getting the, all the details should be here, okay. That's how it work, okay. When the request come like this, it will be controller will be send the request to the service, it can't communicate directly, it will be direct connect with to the repository calling to the model means this entity, okay. This the data will be coming via the MySQL data will be coming via the model, this model, okay. It's getting the data and put into here, sending here, right. So let's execute and check whether it's working fine or not. So before that, we have to application property, we have set all the methods, okay. How the port, you have to given the port and everything. Now I am going to generate the port, right. This I just copy this one, don't worry about the source code I provide you, okay. So this is the things, you have to go to the, this is your project, the source main resources, here you can check the application properties, you have to set the port and everything. Here is Spring, no need this one, the Spring data source, here this is your path where your database is located on, this is the particular port I have set it. Employee information is your database, okay. This is how you have set it, okay. This is all the stuff, the time on the all the stuff I have put sending here, okay. This is all the code I will provide you, don't worry. This is the user, this is the port which I am running. I am going to set the port, different port, 30. You can check any port here. This is the user credential of MySQL. Root is a username, password is a blank. Theme leaf here false. This all the stuff here false. I'm not interact with any HTML yet, okay, anymore, okay. Save all. Now if you are run it this one, so how to run it? This is your main class. Select this one, right click, run Java application. You can check here the console whether it's running or not. Okay, it will be running. So now let's check through the Postman. Postman, we have to create the new. Okay, here we have to new collection. You have to create the new collection. Spring Cred. Press enter key. This is your new collection. Here I am going to add a new request. Okay, new request. Here I am going to fill the first your request. So HTTP localhost. What's the port number you are given? What's the port number you are given? You are given the port number 30, I think 30 dash. Let you check. Click send button. There's a problem. Using okay. Alright. Could not send the request. Why What was the problem? Let me check it. Then error, it's not provide any error. So the code is working, but the data will be, server is not communicated. HTTP local host, let's get it here, something happening. Okay, the problem, I think this one. Okay, it's coming. Yeah, what's the problem is here, I'm not specify this one. But now it's working. Okay, I have a leave some mistake over here. Here you have write HTTP colon, here you have write like this one. I didn't provide, that's the problem. Okay, HTTP colon the slash localhost here. If you click on this one, what is the data available in your database? It is a get request. Okay, it's a get request. It is must. Okay, here, all the data will be coming, the particular plot which are running. Data will be successfully completed. Right. Now let's back to our second one. Second one is what? Create the data. So how to create the data? So we have to load all the data from the database. We have to use a get mapping and like route like this. If you have like this one, get all, if you have specified like this, what happens? Now it won't work. Now if you write like this, if you go to the Postman and check, now you already we have to again run the server. That's a problem. We go here, debug, select this one, terminate and relaunch. Success. Now let's go to the Postman, check it. Here there's no provide. Now we have to write get all, send, the request will be work. Okay, so you can put something like this. Okay, it will be work. Okay, right, I have put it the additional get all. Okay, right. After that, what I am going to do is here we have to do the create part. Okay, we have to complete this part. We have to do the create part. Right. Now go to service. The service you have to did the complete list of, right. Now here I am going to go to the second one, service, this one. It is save the record. Okay, to save the record you have to do the save record. Right. Now let's save this one. We have to save. Right. Save. Also this is the coming as a employee class. Employee class. The employee class. The employees. Right, employees. Right. You have to write the yes. Okay, employees. Okay, the save. Okay, save me. What happened? It's calling the employee. All the employee get properties. All the properties is loaded. Set into the here. So here it will be saved. Okay, when the request is coming, it's saved. The repository, it's when you save the details, it's all the details will be saved here. Okay, so so what I am doing is after that you have to go to the employee controller. So student controller, you have to write this post. Here you have to notice that when the request is coming, it's a get mapping. The posting is a post mapping. So write post mapping. So the mapping is must. With the get mapping, post mapping in framework, in free springboot framework, it is handling this all the annotation for the easy purpose, right? So here also I am set the value equal save. Okay, so here this one should be the employee. So employee, here employees, right? So this is the request body. What is the URL? What is the request body? We have to type the body. In HTML, if you are do something else, it's a body. What is the data you are typing? It is setting to here. Okay, so this one should be the employees, right? So employees, right? This one should be the last insert. When the employee is added, it will be added. The last insert ID will be here. Get ID means last insert ID will be returning. Okay, so it is so what happen is when the request is coming. Save. What happen is here. Now you have to actually this go to the Postman. It's working or not. Right. So here body the empty body. Okay, row. Now here you have to write. Okay, so you no need to write, you have to already written like this. Okay, so you have to paste it here, right? So here you have to change it as a text as a JSON format, right? JSON, this is all the requests are coming JSON. You have to write like this. Okay, JSON format. Okay, data will be there, JSON format you are sending. Okay, click send. What's there? Body something here. Okay, now let's check through the here not they are specified in here. Okay, here you have to remove it. Employee, right? Say employees, save data, save. Again, I am going to run the server. This is the problem. Okay, those stuff you have to remove. Save all. Again, run it. Copy and paste that student class. That's the error. Okay, so you have to again you have to run it. Relaunch. Right. Now let's check the Postman. Sorry. The problem is that not that problem. The problem is a get method. The problem is get. This is not a get method. This is a closed. So click send. Here, shift it. Okay. Here you have to check the what is the request you are getting. When you are retrieving the data from the database, you have to write get request. When you are posting, when you are creating the record, when you are planning to add the record, you have to choose as a post request. You have to select the post. It's added. Okay. When you are checking with the database, just go to the database. You'll be able to check here whether the record is added or not. Raja Ravi is added successfully, right? Now if you want to view the records here, it's a get request, send here, so that what happened? Okay, this is a get all. You have changed it, that one, get all. You can check here. The last here. Coming successful. Okay. Now you successfully did the create part and view part. Let's back to our the remaining stuff. Find. Third one should be the find. So what happens is I just go to the controller. So find. This is also the request mapping. Okay, this is a request mapping. You have to write the employee. Alright, so here write like this. Okay, so this one should be the employee. Right, so you save employee. You set this one as save employee. This is save get employee. Get employee. I have to change function, right? Perfect. Right here, path ID employee are set like this, simply employee ID. Right. Okay. So employee ID you are getting here. Right. You have to find the employee ID. This one should be you have to calling from where? It's a service. So we have to service where the service is service. Your service, you have to try to find in the record, specific the records, finding the records, right? Copies, you have to put the employee service, employee, get employee ID, right? Employee ID, but the ID you are requested, it is getting the employee ID from here, right? Okay. Now here, let's go to the controller. Get employee ID. Say employee ID. Employee ID. Now here the error go away. Now you have to check the employee. This is not a student. Employee. You have to write this like this. Okay. Now what is the ID? The request mapping. if you have specified the URL like this, you have to specify the ID over here. What happen is path variable, it set the ID and back to our service. It's back to the service. Service, it's calling the service. Service, what I did is get the ID and put it the argument over here. It goes to the respective. It's sending to the repository. Repository will be sending the data, communicate with the model with the entity through the database, which what is the ID you are coming here, match record should be written. That's the stuff here. It will be explained. Okay. What is the record you are, what is the ID you are coming here? It's a path variable, right? So here it is sending, it's getting the ID to the service. Service service will be sending to the repository. Repository will sending to the data should be to the entity. Entity means it's a database, right? It's a model schema. Okay, it will be what is the ID you are sending? The particular the ID with ID match with the record should be here. It will be displayed. Okay, so let me do the task. Okay, you have tried. What is the things? URL. This URL. I'm going to find the ID 50, 15. It's a get mapping. So why what's happened? Right here. The problem is here. Now what's the employee get mapping? Why? The problem is here. I'm not running the service. That's the problem. I think here we have to run it. We won't run this one. Terminate and reline. What's the error? Tell some error. Why this a problem is here? I just copy this one. You remove it. Okay, right. Now I can call it. Now I am going to go to update the record. So I am going to go to create a new controller for update. So here I am going to already write. So here when you are updating the record, you have to write the post mapping. Post mapping indicate as a update the record. This is the particular URL we have to write / edit the particular ID. What's here like this? Edit. Here what is the ID you are going to edit? So here there are so many. If you are go through the database, there are so many IDs are there. If you are write it 4, the ID should be 4. The relevant record should be these are the fields you will be able to update it. So when you are update the fields, so it will be coming here along with the ID here. Now here what I am going to do is this is your data. All the data should be here set into. We have a set method. This is coming from the employee class, right? So the employee class set ID. What's the ID set it as? What's the ID you are given here? This ID is coming from here, right? After that you have to call the service method. Service save or update dot employee. It will be updated. It return it to the service. It will be handling the stuff, right? So here like this. Now here let's go to the service. Here we have to get the ID. So ID here you have to get like this. Simply write like this one only. So ID. You have to get the ID. The ID is coming from here. This one. This ID. It is getting to here. The service, and all the information will be coming here. What is the ID coming to here? The matching record should be changing. It will be not adding this time. It updating, right? So that's how the update should be work. Right now, let's check. Okay, here this is the things we have tried. Okay, this is set ID. Service will be handling all the stuff, right? It's called as post mapping when you are updating the record, right? So let's check. Here I am going to change the ID as port here. Now I will change it here, right? If you want to change the port, you will be able to change. Go to the application properties, you will be able to change. So here I am going to run. Here I am going to. I don't run again. So I am going to terminate and relaunch. Only once time you have to run. Again, if you are going to run, the port will be a problem. So that you have to run, go to the debug and right click and terminate and launch. So the same port you will be check all the stuff, right? If you are going to execute again by again like this, you have to change each and every time the port. Okay, so that will be the very difficult stuff. Now let's test that. You have to write the URL. This is a URL, edit ID. So ID edit slash like the same thing. You just copy and paste it over here, right? So here ID. First ID I am going to edit. This particular ID I am going to 6, ID 6. So at the 6, the same. This all the columns should be there. The name should be okay. This all the as a JSON format. Here I am going to give an answer. This one as a Raja. Here are John, last name, UK, phone number, something like this. All the data I am going to change it. Salary 30,000. Right. Now if you are click here, before click you have to first you have to check whether it is you are select the correct method or not. Okay, I have to, if you are going to edit the data, you have to write a post mapping. So post. Now here successfully it will be updated. Here the 6 means the 6 ID 6. This is the data should be updated. So let me check on the database whether it's updated or not. Here this is the currently data is there. If you have change here John, all the data should be updated according to the ID. But the ID I am going to say, I send the ID which is which in the Postman. These are we are editing the record, right? I hope you guys you understood the things well. Okay, these are the simple stuff we will be able to update. This is a variable, but when you are sending this edit, all the data is coming here. This is the ID along with the ID. The ID should be passing. This is the data. What's the data you are filling here? It goes here. You have put it here. It will be updated, right? That's the things. It goes to service and do the stuff, right? After that, the final stuff is delete. It's very simple. Ctrl C, copy, Ctrl V to paste here. Here, when you are deleting the record, you have to use the delete mapping. This is a URL. We are going to delete the record. So here delete. So here this is delete method. I am going to handle with the our service. We have created the another method set delete. So here let me go to the controller. What's the ID you are receiving here? Okay, it's coming here. We no need the data. Get the ID and pass into the service.delete function. So it goes to the delete function service. So delete, get the ID. It's passing to the repository and delete the record. Okay, what is the ID coming here? The relevant row should be matching row should be deleted, right? That's the stuff it will be handling. Okay, so here this is simple stuff it will handling. Okay, very simple. Now let's check whether it's working fine or not. Save all, go to the debug, right click, terminate and relaunch. Okay, if you don't run here, otherwise you want to change the fault. Okay, right, now there is no error. Now let's check. It's a delete. You have checked with the URL how the URL work, the RESTful API like this. ID you have mentioned the ID which record you are going to remove which row. This Sudha, this row 8, number 8. Oh, I just going to set number 8. Delete number 8. Here you have to make sure correct action method you have to select. Delete action method. Click send. It's 1 mean the particular row deleted. If it's 0 mean there is a problem. Now here it will be deleted. So let me check on the database whether it's deleted or not. For this refresh here, it will be deleted. I hope you guys you understood the CRUD system using Spring Boot application, how to edit the record, how to update the record, how to add the record, how to search the record, how to delete the record. This is very must when you are learning the Spring Boot application. What I did, this is very essential stuff. This is all the source code I provided in my website. You will be able to download and you can. I have already done it in React. I will be explained. Don't worry about that. First of all, what you are going to do is first you have to create the folder first. Okay, you have to create a separate folder. I have created already registration React. Inside the folder, I am going to create my first React app. So how to create React app? You just type cmd command on your address bar. go to Google and type React. Press enter key. This is the link. If you click on this one, it goes to the respective website. You just click get started. Here there will be the create a new React app. You just click on this icon. Here there will be the installation. npx create React app my app. Okay, you can give any name over here. I just give the same name. That's why it will be just copy and paste the command on here inside this folder. Here you will be the same name will be created, my app. Okay, right? So this folder, double click and open it. Here put cmd code space dot, press enter key. It will be switched back to your VS Code editor. That's how your code will be coming like this. Okay, first what I'm going to do is the folder is coming like a simple one. Okay, first go to the file public uh, sorry, here src folder. Here I have created two different folders, component and page. So how to create the folders? Click the src folder. Here there will be a new folder. Here I am going to create components. You just type press enter key, the folder will be created. Okay, the same thing I have created the folder as component folder. Inside the component folder I have created the file as registration.css. How to run the task? Just select the folder, right click, new file. Here you have typed registration.css. You have to file name it as registration.css. Okay, registration.css. I have made some styles. This is a registration container. I have to make some styles. Hide display as a flags. I have to use the flags box here. Justify content center. All stuff I have selected. All the registration form. I am not going to use the bootstrap stuff. I have to design by manually. Okay, the registration form. This is h1 tag. Input box means this is the text boxes. Right, this is a button also I have designed as a manually. Right, this, don't worry about this source code I provided in my website. You will be able to use it. Right, so simply we have to do the styling part. Okay, if I write and explain this all the styling, it takes too much of time to complete the project. So that I have just written so that I will be explaining. Right. Okay, after that the same thing you have to do the pages folder as well. You have just create the folder as pages. After inside the pages folder you have to create the file as js file, registration.js. You have name it as registration.js. Inside registration.js, what I have done here is you have to install the two different packages. First one, npm install xos, this package, and npm install react route down. These two things I have attached in my website. You will be able to done this one. Okay, so this is the two packages you must install in order to do the interact with the React and Spring Boot. Okay, this is the two things are must. Okay, right. So this is the RESTful API. Okay, what is the purpose of your installing is XOCS as a interact with the React app, RESTful API. Okay, this is the purpose of you have to interact with our route communication. Okay, so here I'll be explaining. So this is the page. I have created the function, registration function, const id, first name, last name, city, phone, salary. Okay, these all the things are we have to use state. You have to put the use state. You have to set id, set name, set number. You have to set like this, right? So this is the assigning function, handling event. Okay, when the button is clicked, what happened? It goes to the particular URL. I already talked about this URL. This is RESTful API. I already done this one in Spring Boot RESTful API. I have given the port. I have changed some port. Okay, whatever port you can change it, and you can just save. Okay, when you click the button, all the data is going to this port and go to this method save. Okay, so you have set as like this, right? So this is after done the stuff, the record error registration successfully. All the fields should be clear. Like in jQuery like this. Okay, right. So here same thing. React the same thing. You have to write like this. Here in return, you have to write here the registration form I am going to done. This is the heading register field below. This is the input box. This is the input box. Okay. This is the first name, last name, city, phone number,
salary, it consists of 5 fields along with the one button register. Okay, that's the thing we have done. Okay, right? So this is CSS file. We have to link into this registration.js. This is the main file. We have to link into this CSS file. So how to link? Import your CSS file is reside on component folder. Inside the component folder, we have a registration file, registration.css there. Okay, this is the URL. It is the use associates. Okay, so this is the use state, right? So we import this one, right? After that, what I did here is this CSS and JS file both are be done successfully. Now let's go to the app.js. This is a very important file. Okay, so here I'm going to done the stuff is browser inside the div class here. Here you have brought the you have called the path where your page will be reside on. My page is reside on. Import, give the name as register from my page is reside on. Inside the pages folder, registration. Okay, go to the registration folder, registration. Okay, so after that, this is the I have installed this package. What is the package you have to install? Import npm install react router. This will be covered about the route part. Okay, so here browser out you have to close it. Switch route. When the request is coming slash, it goes to the component which is register component. Register component is where it reside on this. Its location is this. It is reside on the pages folder. Inside the pages folder there will be the file called registration.js. That's how this app will be work. Okay, very simple. Okay, first we have to create the registration.js. First you have to install the React app. After that you have to install this dependency. This dependency is must when you are dealing with the React and Spring Boot, right? After that, the very important stuff you have to do it here is the in Spring Boot. This all stuff I will explain it. So here go to the controller file. Controller file. If you are interact with the React, communicate with the React and Spring Boot in controller student controller file. You have to add this one cross origin you have to asterisk. Then only it will be working. The RESTful API will be communicate this one. If you are not add this line, it won't work. Okay, you must add this line. Okay, this is the things we have to do. Right? Very simple. Okay, after that we have the first registration page you have to create CSS page. After that you have to install, you have to browse routes, you have to write like this is an efficient way to do the application. Thank you for watching. If you have any doubt you can let me know. Thank you for watching.